Hello people, we are back with another one. UFC 275 breakdown. Madness, total madness. The main event delivered, the co-main event delivered, the whole card delivered. Some notable mentions on the card: Jiri Prochazka versus Glover Teixeira. The greatest fight we've ever seen at light heavyweight. The greatest fight we've ever seen at light heavyweight. I think the only fight up there as well with that fight is Jon Jones versus Gustafsson. Great fight. 1 and 2. Great fight. And I think Jon Jones versus DC as well. Great fight. Great card. It was lots of back and forth. I'm seriously, I think it's one of the greatest fights I've ever seen at light heavyweight in the UFC. I mean, Glover came out with the wrestling, Jiri came out with the striking. We thought Jiri had it in the first round. Glover came in with the takedowns, the high jiu-jitsu, had Jiri wobbled in the third round. I thought Glover was winning the fight. I thought this was Glover's fight. I thought it was going to go to a decision, and at the end of the day, it's going to sum up to a victory for Glover, a straight victory. But UFC MMA is never certain. It's never ever certain. It was just, I think, 24 seconds more or 26 seconds. It's just seconds more for Glover to hold on to the championship, and he got subbed. He got subbed. The reverse how Jiri did with the cage cost Glover the belt. I was losing my fucking mind. I was screaming. I was freaking exhausted. The fight was great. It was beautiful. And look at the welcome, the welcome Jiri has in Czech Republic. He got the it was like fucking a world star coming to his home country. Thousands of people. This ain't even walking around in a fire truck. This was thousands of people. It looked like the moment Charles went back to Brazil with the belt. Thousands of people. He's a national hero. They understand this man. They understand that he's one of the the biggest mixed martial artists they have over there in Czech Republic. The welcome was great. No slander on the side of Glover. Glover, great fighter, great man, great father. We look up to the man. He's in his 40s. He asked DC, he said, "Did I look sloppy out there? Did I look slow out there?" DC said no. He said that I'm keep going. I'm gonna keep going. The crowd went crazy. Everyone went crazy. I went crazy. I'm gonna keep going. Keep going, Glover. We love what you're doing. Much respect. We want to see you get back in there. Now this is the question. Does he deserve an immediate rematch? I think he does. I think Glover Teixeira deserves an immediate rematch against Jiri. If it doesn't happen at the end of the year, maybe November or September, then it happens in January or February 2023. I feel like he deserves an immediate rematch. Yes, they both had, it was a whole all-out battle. They had, scars. They were cut up. Glover was cut up. He was bleeding. Jiri was cut up with the elbow above his eye, was bleeding. But I don't think they sustained major injuries. I think if they get this fight done, they should get back in the octagon end of this year. I feel like it could work out from September to December. If it doesn't happen, first 2 months of the next year, 2023. But now, if that happens, what happens to Jan Blachowicz? Because Jan has been there. Jan wants the title, so he wants his belt back. What happens then? What happens then? The light heavyweight it's a really tough, division in the UFC. It gets you asking that question, because in the scale of 9 months right now, that belt has changed hands. It has gone from the hands of Jan Blachowicz to Glover Teixeira, from Glover Teixeira to Jiri Prochazka in the space of 9 months. Had title defenses on that belt. Jon Jones, he had multiple title defenses on that. Jon Jones built his legacy on that belt. Jon Jones won that belt in his 20s. He beat up legends. He beat up MMA legends. He beat up men on that belt. He held that belt for years. He held that belt for a very long time. he built his legacy on it. That goes to show you how great Jon Jones is. It gets you asking this question: how strong is Jon Jones? What does Jon Jones actually have in his arsenal that makes him so dangerous? And I see that's the thing, because the MMA community has a very short mind, sort of short mind frame, I would say. Lots of recency bias. Lots of recency bias. People are now like, Jiri's gonna KO Jon Jones. I'm like, hold up. Jiri's gonna do this to Jon Jones. Jiri's gonna hold up. We all saw what happened. Look at what Jon Jones did to the Dragon, Lyoto Machida, the Dragon. Squeezed life out of him, left him slumped in the octagon. It gets you asking, what sort of man is Jon Jones? Now, I don't think that's gonna ever happen. I don't think Jon Jones is gonna come back to 205, to light heavyweight. I don't think that's gonna happen, because he's bulked up now. We all see him, he's big. He's looking to make his return at heavyweight and capture the heavyweight belt. That's another story, another video, another day. But back to UFC 275, total madness. Now the co-main event, Valentina versus Taila Santos, it delivered. Now there are several controversies on that fight, that very particular fight. There are several controversies. Lots of people believe lots of different things on that fight, and I do not hold them back. I feel like Valentina lost. I was having this conversation with a friend. I said Valentina has lost her belt. Then Santos got the hematoma. She had the hematoma on the side of her eye. I felt like that completely changed the course of that fight. He had major issues on that fight. That hematoma, it happened as a result of the clash of heads. Taila Santos clashed her head with Valentina's, and her eye swelled up, changing the course of the fight. She couldn't see well, her striking was off, you know. She still had the wrestling, she still had the takedowns. Now Valentina was awarded the victory on the note that Santos didn't do damage on the ground, that you're meant to take down and do damage on the ground. Valentina was losing that. I predicted this. I said this in my video, UFC 275 prediction video I made. I said this Santos poses a great threat to Valentina's title reign. That video is coming up as well. I appreciate everyone who's tuning in. That video it's packing up some views. We just started and it's great. But I said this, Santos poses a major threat to Valentina's title reign, and it happened. It happened. She came in with the jiu-jitsu. The jiu-jitsu was on point. It looked like that of Glover's. Of course, it had slip-ups, yes, but she took Valentina down. She threatened the takedowns and she got them. She threatened submissions and she got them. She almost choked her out, but Valentina had the neck in. I think it was in the second round or in third round. I thought Valentina was losing that fight, and she was. Yeah, she was doing the striking, but she wasn't free with the striking. She was striking but got afraid of the takedowns. She was scared of the takedowns, and the takedowns were coming in with the jiu-jitsu. She couldn't handle that. Now she got her back. She got her stance back in the 5th round of that fight. Was it enough to give her the decision? I didn't think it was enough. I thought she was meant to lose that fight. That's what I think. I thought Santos won that fight, but the judges strike again. The judges strike again. What do we do? But great fight nonetheless. 7th title defense. I think she is on the same page with Ronda Rousey right now. Still number 1 P4P. And Santos has gone up as well on the scale in that division. Pretty solid fight. Pretty solid card. Moving on to Weili. Oh, Weili and Joanna. Same prediction I made as well. I said I was hoping Weili is gonna come in with a knockout. I said that I was hoping Weili is gonna come in with a knockout. People are like counting Weili. They were counting Weili out, talking about Joanna. Much respect to Joanna, legend in the sport. She's a queen of the division. She's ruled for a long time. Pretty dominant, pretty strong as well. She held her ground against a couple of guys, but I predicted this. I sort of saw it coming. She had a 2-year layoff. You saw that. You saw it showed. She said she wants a new life. She wants something different. She wants to do something else. She's trying to be a mother right now. She doesn't want to fight anymore. We saw that come into play in that fight. Weili slept her, boom, spinning back fist, slept her. It had similar cases with Tony Ferguson as well. They both, well, it's crazy. The boogeyman and the boogie woman getting slept in 2022. Crazy atmosphere in the UFC. You never know. You never know. Weili's wrestling as well. I think the training camp with Henry Cejudo, the King of Cringe, came in very handy. That's what I believe. I think, you know, she learned a couple things. She couldn't implement in the Rose fight, but she put it in the Joanna's fight. And the wrestling from the first round was great. Even Joanna said that she wasn't expecting Weili to be that strong. She wasn't expecting that arsenal, you know, in Weili's skill set. But Weili had it. She was ready. She was implementing the takedowns, the ground and pound. And the time came in the second round that she slept Joanna. Now Joanna's retired. She's hung up, you know, her gloves and everything. But still much respect to the champion. Still much respect to the queen. I think she's up there as well. She's up there in the all-time. Definitely a Hall of Fame. She should be. I think she will. What's next for Weili? I think she goes after Taila Esparza, because that fight is the #1 contender fight for that division. She goes after Taila Esparza right now, and she's gonna do damages. She's gonna do damages to Taila Esparza for sure. Put your money on it. She's gonna do damages to Taila Esparza for sure. Taila Esparza can't strike. She's I don't know. She's a wrestler as well, but it does not match with what Weili has to bring to the table. Never argue that it can. They are wrestling on different pages. Wrestling from Henry Cejudo and wrestling from Taila Esparza, different pages. Taila Esparza doesn't threaten much submissions as well. Her striking is sloppy. Weili is going to do damages, real damages. But till that happens, it's a beautiful fight. It's going to happen, and I think Weili gets the win on that. Now, some notable mentions on UFC 275. There's this guy Jake Matthews. This is the best UFC fight I've ever seen. This is the best UFC fight I've ever seen. Andre Fialho versus Jake Matthews. Jake was slick. It looked like Conor back in, you know, prime Conor versus Jose Aldo. He wasn't taking punches. He was coming in with the slips, the step back punches. It was the hooks. And at the end of the day, he slept Fialho. Everyone was counting Jake out. I counted Jake out. And it turns out Jake has been in the UFC for a very long time. He just hasn't picked, but now he has picked. This is giving him recognition he's always looked for. And he put on an exceptional performance. I think he got a performance of the night. This is the best UFC fight I've ever seen. Jake Matthews versus Andre Fialho. Andre Fialho, Portuguese, he had a lot of hype, you know, behind him coming into that fight. He was doing good before the fight. He came to this fight on short notice and he got slept. He got dealt with pretty badly. Beautiful fight on inside. I followed Jake Matthews immediately after that fight. He was exceptional. I'm very curious to see what happens in the light heavyweight division next. See what happens with the belt. See what, you know, who's the next contender. Is it gonna be Glover or is it gonna be Jan Blachowicz? I think Glover gets the rematch, but you never know. I also feel like Jan should get the rematch as well to see if he can handle, you know, the Czech samurai. See if he can handle what Jiri has to bring to the table. Very, very stoked to see that fight. And as well, I want to see what's next for Weili. I think she goes after Taila Esparza. I think she gets the dub as well. This week we have Kevin Kattar versus Josh Emmett. Exceptional fight card again. Josh Emmett's knockout power and Kevin Kattar's striking, you know. He comes in with the jab. He has a chin as well. He has the knockout power as well on Kevin Kattar's side. But I think if Josh Emmett clips Kattar, it's not a lot of people that can handle that power. It's not a lot of people that can handle, because Just Emmett is coming with the fucking skin cut as well. He has his right hand. The right hand is freaking powerful. If he clips Calvin Carter one time, oof, it's gonna be a rough night. But I think this sums it up. Pretty great fight, great card, exceptional work on both sides. You know, the main event, the co-main event, Weili, Joanna. We all wish Joanna the best. If she goes on to be a mother from here, we wish her the best. Wish her the best in everything she does. She held the division up. She brought some, you know, eyes on the division, and now she's living. And we wish her the best. UFC, I don't remember UFC what it was, but a fight has been announced between Usman and Leon Edwards. Finally, Edwards gets the title shot he's been hoping for. August 20th. No way I'm missing that fight. No way I'm missing that fight. I have my money on Usman, of course. But more fight on the way. We'll see what happens. Like and subscribe. Let's really grow this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.